Hey guys, so with Battles 2 Season 4 coming to an end very soon, as usual, there's a new update on the way for the new season with new features, new balance changes, and more, and I'm here to cover it. You may have already seen the patch notes being posted publicly, but I also have early access here thanks to Ninja Kiwi, so I can show you some of the new features that are here. And well, the main feature is a new game mode, Random Quad. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Also, we have a new map called Star, available in all ranked arena games, and they've shaken out the meta with a few random balance changes, which we will go over this video. But yeah, first off, as you see on the main menu, we have a new button on the bottom, Random Quad, and it looks like it's a limited time event. See, 7 days left, and the more you play it, the more rewards you unlock. If you just click here, you'll see that if you collect up to 75 stars, you can get a golden chest, along with a bunch of other rewards on the way. Click this info tab. Tells you a little bit more about the game mode, and well, it's pretty self-explanatory, guys. Both players get the same random loadout, like it's a randomized hero and 3 other towers, and best of all, it doesn't matter how much XP you have, all the upgrades will be unlocked for you, so that it's a fair experience, so it's a good thing they did that, otherwise there'd be a lot of backlash about it. But yeah, not surprised they went with this one first, since it's definitely the easiest to implement, and it's definitely a lot of fun, because you might remember recently, I tried it myself with my own viewers not too long ago. But now we can actually play it for real without having to use a third-party randomizer. And now for the new season cosmetics, you see we have 12 new items that we can use for this new season, including a couple balloon skins, mob skins. Looks like these are ones we've seen already, like you saw Kite ZMG, now we have a Kite Bad, you saw UFO Bad, now we got a UFO Moab, so you can use these skins to make it even harder for your opponent to see. Don't think they've made any changes in regards to making them easier to see the damage faces, but yeah, I guess there's not much else to say about that, but use this to your advantage, I guess. And on the right side here, we have a couple new emotes, wax on, wax off, and then a couple of balloon boosts FX. I'll just show you it, just to see how it looks like on the menu screen. Here's Fairy Balloon Boost, and here's Time Travel Tarot Boost. And yeah, now we'll jump over to the patch notes. So what's cool is how they actually redesigned the patch notes tab in-game to, well, make it look a lot more uniform. Now, this is the time where I'm going to go over all the patch notes, while also having games go on in the background. So what's cool about these games is that you can actually skip the map, and it randomizes your hero too, which is interesting. These random games I'll be playing against with the Bloon, so shouts out to him. Check out his channel, he makes cool BG6 content, and let's get started. Aside from the new map and Star, there are now public profiles. You can now tap on a player in the Hollow Masters leaderboard to see their profile. So it looks like this is the only change made to the Hollow Masters at all. Which, if that's it, I would say it's pretty underwhelming, because we've been asking for a lot of seasons, not just me, but the entire community up in ZMG plus Hollow Masters, for a lot more than that, such as proper matchmaking, better indicators for what place you're in outside top 100, everything I mentioned a few months ago in a video that I'll link in case you missed it and you want to know what exactly I'm talking about here. I don't think I need to repeat myself again on that, so we'll just move on to the general changes. Now, this I'd say is a really good change. There's new Bloon Sends unlocked at round 30. 40 tight surrounds over 0.8 seconds. You can send your home round 63. However, it's only round 30. That's when F-Bads come, so I don't really know how good a round 63 is, if there's bads already at that time. It's like you being sent round 63 on round 100 in BG6. It's not going to be much of a problem for the most part. But the other send that might be more dangerous is 4 tight ZMG is over 0.8 seconds again. It's only 10k, and it costs you 400 eco. But yeah, it's pretty value, because normally a ZMG costs 5,500. This is less than half the cost. If I had to guess, F-Bads layered with tight F-ZMGs might be a pretty solid rush. Overall, I'm excited to see how this will shape up the meta. I would have hoped to see maybe an F-Bad nerf with the addition of this, because this is what makes strategies that are more viable against ZMGs, but not bads, any better. But who knows? I guess we'll see how this new Bloon Send ends up changing things. And then we can make more proper conclusions. Next up is the Monkey Ace. This one was a highly requested change. Now you can follow any of the flight paths in reverse. This makes it so you're not at a disadvantage if you want to play like Ace on Dino Graveyard. It's already a thing in BT6, so I'm glad it's now here. On top of that, this is another thing that was already in BT6. You can now manually target Engineer Balloon Trap and Obens, Brambles, Wall Trees, and all that stuff. Kinda dangerous if they don't go with any further NG and Oben nerfs. Luckily, there are nerfs to some of these cameras, which I'll look at later. And so here are the balance changes. The Bloon Sends. This is a good buff to quote-unquote rushing. The eco loss from sending Moabs is now reduced by 50%, So instead of losing like 50 eco from BFB, you lose 25, and you only lose 100 for a normal ZMG. However, with the Fortifieds, they still retain the original value, which makes sense. Should be punished more if you do go for a strong Fortified rush. No complaints about that. Now, we're probably going to rapid fire these changes because either they're already in BTD6, or they're pretty insignificant. $50 crossbow cheaper will do nothing. Glaive Lord being stronger will do nothing. Bomb Shooter, this was already seen in the recent BT6 update. I definitely don't think I'll see much viability, though, in battles for these changes. Next up, Tank Shooter. Ring of Fire got an attack speed increase. Really won't do much because Ring of Fire isn't in a great spot, considering you can kill it easily with purples, and it's pretty expensive. Glue Gunner damage rate is a little bit faster. I guess this will help with regrows and glue, but even then, I still don't think glue will see much use. Especially when there's a thing called Ice Tower that exists that does pretty much the same thing. Next up, Monkey Sub, I would say, got some pretty fair nerfs. First Strike got 1k more expensive. Not really a huge nerf, but as long as it hits a little bit, I'd say that's fine. Preemptive Strike got a buff. The ability cooldown is a lot faster now, and the anti-missile went up from 750 to 800. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to do much difference because it's only 50 damage, and once again, preemptive scales off crazy when the balloon ramping for DT scales insanely. Like, if I remember correctly, a preemptive strike and sub-commander combo, like, doesn't one-shot fortified DTs on, like, round 30. And this change, I don't think will make a difference for round 30. I would have liked to see some more aggressive buffs, but oh well. Here's a slightly more aggressive buff. 600 bucks off the Monkey Buccaneer. Now, boats already aren't too terrible. If you've seen me run Dartling Boat Heli, it's a pretty fun loadout. It's not the best loadout, but it's pretty good. And now I think it might just be a little bit better, thanks to that little price cut. Monkey Ace Star Bomber got a little bit cheaper. This is not bad. I don't mind it whatsoever. I do recall a few times needing Star Bomber and then ending up a bit short, so this could definitely help out in these situations. Heli Pilot, no one really uses Apache Darship anyways, and the Pierce increase is pretty insignificant. We need more damage on it, or attack speed, or price cuts. But that change, probably not going to change much for it. Dartling Gunner, this one's received more nerfs, unsurprisingly. I'm surprised there's no early game nerfs to it because, well, the fact that a base Dartling Gunner can do 3 Pierce is way too strong. But at least they hit Rocket Storm, right? Ability rocket damage decreased from 5 to 4. 20% damage loss definitely isn't anything to scoff at, but I still think it'll remain pretty good. Super Monkey, Epic Range gets +1 Pierce, and Legend of Night, well, no one's getting that in a real game anyway, so moving on. Ninja Monkey, got a nerf. Unfortunately, it's not really a huge nerf, only 10% less damage on sticky bombs. This will still make it one-shot fortified Moabs. And really the biggest issue with Ninja isn't sticky, it's mostly with the Sabo. I personally would have liked to see either a price increase with that or something else regarding the ability, but beats me. Now next up is definitely the most perplexing change of all. The Banana Farm got a buff, yes. Even though Banana Farm is like in the meta for a lot of loadouts, still getting a buff for some reason. Apparently somebody said this was a change that they meant to put in a few months ago, but forgot. But even if they did, like, decide to put it in now, why not put some nerfs on top of that? I think the biggest issue right now is the Monkey Wall Street. If you do the math, it's way too efficient for its cost. And the fact that, you know, it has higher sellback because it's bond path makes Monkey Wall Street, well, absolutely ridiculous once you get it up. Guess we'll have to wait another month for potential nerfs to it. Next up, Spike Factory. These are all BTD6 changes, and Supermines is probably too expensive to be worth using anyways. But hey, if you ever get to that point in the game, then maybe it's worth dropping. Moving on, at least they fixed the Monkeyopolis, right? Now it no longer loses you money, it gains you money, but I did a bit of math before recording this, and I still think farms are more efficient. So if you're using farm and village together, I'm not sure if this is something you should still go for. And now for hero buffs, we got a few across Quincy, more Pierce, and longer duration on the Rapid Shot ability. I still think both Quincy's need more than just those kind of buffs, though, to be on par with the other heroes. As for Gwendolyn and Science Gwen, looks like both of them got a little buff to the Firestorm abilities. Don't think it's really gonna do much, considering, like, you only get level 20 in the mid-30s, so damage to the hero is pretty insignificant. This is good, though. Ocean Open and Open Greenfoot got a nerf to the Wall of Trees. Now you get less money from it. Much needed, because it was really annoying when people would Chinook their Open at front to make money. Guys, Open is not supposed to be a farm. He should be used for other stuff that doesn't make you that much money. So it's good to see that change. And yes, Benjamin nerfs, as to be expected. Now, they actually nerfed the normal Benjamin, too. I don't know how OP normal Ben was, but I guess Biohack's cooldown was a little bit fast, so they made it up from 30 to 45. Same with DJ Ben. On top of making the ability cooldown longer, they decreased the duration to the same as normal Ben. So even though it still retains the 1 second downtime versus 2 with Benjamin, I think the mix of ability cooldown increasing and the duration decreasing means you can't, like, cycle between boosts, rock storms, and good vibes anymore. That was what made Ninja, Dartling, DJ Ben really OP, was that you could just keep cycling one of those things, and you'd be impossible to kill if you played it right. But of course, that's not all. Beatdown needed a little bit of a nerf too. Now the ability only affects 10 of the strongest Bloons. I still think it'll be really good, because most of the time, you're not going to downgrade like more than 10 BFBs. It's most likely going to be 4 BFBs from ZMG, but you know, there's still a rare situation where this nerf will matter. So overall, I don't mind these nerfs to DJ Ben. And now the rest is bug fixes. I'm not going to go over all of these, but of course, I'll leave it on the screen so that you guys can read it in case you're curious about what got fixed. I do want to take this time, though, after reading the patch notes, to go over my thoughts overall on the update. Of course, always good to see new features, but I can't help but think that they still missed the mark on a few things. Like, for example, you might have heard me complaining over and over and over about the hero grind. The fact that you can't use universal XP on heroes really makes it so that alt heroes are locked behind a huge amount of grinding. And I'm saying that even as a VIP, guys. If it took me 20 to 30 plus hours to unlock an alt hero, it probably takes upwards of 50 hours or more for a non-VIP to do it. And I don't see in the patch notes here, so I think it's safe to assume it's not coming with this update. On top of that, I mentioned earlier about the Hollow Masters changes. There was only one of them, and that you could just look at profiles. But there's so much more things that need to be addressed, like matchmaking, for example, in Hollow Masters. Elo being visible, etc. Once again, I did already make a video on that a few months ago regarding all the changes, or the things I'd like to see changed. So check that out if you want to know my full thoughts on it. And I'm really concerned about the R3 game mode, because I know it's a limited event, but the question is, how long will it be between events? Because they desperately need more than just one game mode down at all times. Speaking of the R4 event, I really wonder how matchmaking is going to work in that event. Is it going to be based on your trophy count in ranked mode, or is it just going to be a free-for-all like casual mode? Because the biggest issue with casual mode is that if you're a Hollow Masters player and you just want to chill, you'd get matched up with Yellow Stadium players who have no idea what they're doing. And I think it'll be even worse if there's a lack of matchmaking over in R4, because if I want competitive games, and I'm up against Yellow Stadium players who, you know, have no chance, it's not going to be very fun for both sides. Cross your fingers, they didn't mess this up. And one more thing about the new map, it mentions that it's only available in ranked arenas, so I'm afraid they might have done the same thing when they released Sports Inflection, in that it's only available in one mode and not the rest. Because I feel like it'd be really fun to play Star on the new game mode, on top of being able to play private matches, because I checked myself in the early access build, and I can't see Star in the private matches, which is a real shame, because, well, people want to practice on the map. Sometimes people want to play the new map without, you know, waiting for luck of the draw in ranked mode. So hopefully they add that to the mix soon. And just a quick look back here at the game for a second. As you can see from the random quad reward unlocks, it looks like you get up to 5 stars for winning a game, on top of getting no lives lost in First Blood. So now it's actually pretty important. And with that, I think that's about all I have to say about the update. Thank you guys for listening and watching. And hopefully with the new season, we'll have a lot of good games with a new game mode. So stay tuned for that by subscribing and turning on that bell. And, well, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.